Wide receiver, I can't tell you how excited I am about this young man. I can't tell you how much I've worried about this young man over the time. I mean, this guy is special. To be able to sign the number one player in the state and the number one wide receiver in the country is pretty special. 6'4", 200 pounds, got size, speed, explosiveness, physicality. A guy that can really, we think, can be very impactful. Get on the field pretty quick, and just I love his spirit. His grandmother is absolutely special, and man, it was all about ASU. It was all about wanting to be a Sun Devil. And it wasn't about, never even, I'd call him all the time. Matter of fact, Coach Lindsay and I were constantly going, yeah, you okay? You okay? You okay? And I think he got tired of us asking if he was okay because he never even thought about it. Because, man, he wants to be a Sun Devil. And, again, I think that commitment, and this guy's pretty smart, too. I mean, you look and see a guy of this caliber could have went anywhere in the country. He wants to be a part of our program. And I think it speaks volumes about our program and what we have to offer and how he feels about this community. So, man, great things ahead for Nikhil. And that's what we wanted in this class. We wanted a difference maker, obviously, the wide receiver position. And we wanted speed and size and explosiveness. And that's exactly what we got. And you guys probably remember his top 10 deal on ESPN. He's pretty good at shattering basketball goals. That's his fun fact. Kyle Williams. When I think of Kyle, man, speed. This guy can flat get it. 59 touchdowns in his career. He was ranked as 14th best wide receiver on the West Coast. Very underrated guy. A guy that I love his character. I love his tenacity, how he approaches everything. A guy that embodies our values as a program from Vista Marietta High School. Kyle's going to do great things, and a guy that, again, we wanted guys with speed that could really stretch the field, and he's a guy that's a playmaker, and you can see his stats and what he's been able to do. He was the ping pong champion, and he also runs track, and a pretty fast track guy. Okay, Jeremy Smith. Jeremy's a guy from Texas that I've had a lot of success, and we've got a lot of respect for track athletes. And guys, some of the best players that I've ever recruited were track athletes, in particular hurdlers. And so Jeremy's a guy that we've really identified that is, I think, a three-sport player, a guy that was on the state championship track team there at his high school, got great size. He played out of position. He was a quarterback in high school. Very, difficult to project those things. This guy is a diamond in the rough, a guy that I think really is going to do great things for us. Great young man. You can see he can dunk, and his track and field team was a state champion. It's a fun fact about him. Obviously, the receiver position, we felt like we needed to go get speed and explosiveness, and that's what we were looking for. And then quarterback, real excited. Obviously, this spring's going to be exciting with the talent and the character of the guys that we have in-house, and then to bring a young man that has this kind of skill. And I know you say, well, Coach is just saying that. When we sat down and evaluated quarterbacks, this guy was my number one pick. And that's all over the country. This was a guy that I thought would possess the skills that we were looking for. Tremendous discipline in his footwork. A guy that I think he's rushed for like 21 touchdowns. You look 7,000-yard passer, and if you look at the efficiency and the few interceptions he's thrown is phenomenal. You start watching his highlight and him throw the ball down the field, and then you start watching Nikhil and Kyle and these other guys running down the field. It gets you pretty excited. But Dylan Sterling Cole is a guy that we're really, really excited about, and obviously one of the highest ranked quarterbacks in the country and all that. But he was our highest ranked guy, and a guy that I think is got an opportunity to do great things here. And so he's joining a great group of quarterbacks. And what I like as well is that this guy can really throw the football, but he can also he can really extend plays with his legs. And so he's a guy that we're looking forward to seeing him jump in here in the summer and getting this competition. So an All-American, played in the All-American game, and then he is a cousin of Kyle Middlebrooks. So he has a little Sun Devil connection there. And then running back. We wanted an ever-down back. Young man, obviously, again, speed's always what we're looking for. I think he's a 10, 500-meter guy. You can see two-sport player. Also will play baseball here. for our baseball team. So I think there'll be 2 guys we got that are playing on our baseball team, also playing football. Trey Turner's, it was a great back in high school, top 25 back in the nation. You can see, his stats and the things that he has up there, are not even indicative to what this guy's potential is. And he's a guy that we think is going to join a very, very talented running back core, and a guy that possesses the skills and the speed, the breakaway speed that we're looking for there at the running back position. You can see he also play on the baseball team. As far as a fun fact, he wants to study medicine. He's an expert at New Orleans Cajun cuisine, which I hope he can make some charbroiled oysters for me, because I really like charbroiled oysters from Drago's down there in New Orleans. Matter of fact, that was one of my favorite things about recruiting, as I visit New Orleans every year and go to Drago's. If you hadn't been to Drago's, go to Drago's. Tight end. I am really excited about big Jared Boback. Man, Jared was the number 2 player in the state of Nebraska. He's already enrolled early in school. This guy embodies what we're about: character, discipline, physicality, toughness, smart. I mean, this guy is, I'm so impressed, and be able to go in and get this caliber of player out of Nebraska, we were really excited about that. A guy, he obviously played in the All-American game, and he is a master of Guitar Hero. And isn't that like a little video game or something? Is that right? Yes. Okay, good. I knew that. I didn't know they still had that. I hadn't seen that in a while. Offensive line. But, Jared, I tell you, what we're excited with the tight end position, man, we want a guy that has, really can line up and put his hand in the ground and have some physicality and be able to, work some inline tight end. And Jared's a great athlete, can also be a great receiver for us as well. But I really like his size. I really like, with the last couple of years, how we're adding size to that position, and we want to be able to utilize those tight ends. So I'm really excited about him. He's a guy in the class that I really am looking forward to seeing what he does. On the offensive line, obviously we want to continue to add size. We needed to make have depth, because we graduated quite a few guys, 4 starters there, and obviously we've got a talented group that's returning. But Marshal Nance, I think he was the 6th ranked player here in the state, and the number 1 ranked guard. And Marshall's a guy that took him every bit of 3 seconds when we offered him a scholarship to accept. I like that. I like guys that want to be a part of what we're doing here. A guy that has came in at mid-semester. He's already here working out, and great family. His parents, both firefighters, and just a tremendous young man. One of the things I like about him is you look down there and you see what his team did. This guy comes from a team that's a state champion. He's just used to winning state championships. And so really excited to have Marshall, a guy that, again, embodies all the things that we're about and brings great size, and a guy that will develop quickly for us. AJ McCollum was the number 1 junior college center in the country. A guy that reminds me, it's kind of scary how much he reminds me of Nick Kelly, but he reminds me a lot of Nick, and a guy that is really enjoys the game of football, loves to play it with great physicality. And a guy that we think is going to be very impactful for us up front. And we wanted to get a couple of guys there. Obviously, losing our center, we wanted to make sure that we created some competition there and some depth. And AJ is a guy that we think is going to be very impactful for us, and a guy that I think our fans are going to love watch play. He loves the physicality in football, and a guy that I'm really excited about. And then he has a pet rabbit named Chestnut. So. All right, and here's Tyson Rising. Tyson is a guy, I think he was the 9th ranked offensive tackle in JUCO in the country. And a guy that, again, you look at his size, his length, his physicality, can play tackle and guard. And a guy that, we think, obviously, when you sign a guy from junior college coming in here in offensive line, we expect him to come in and be impactful for us. And a very physical, tough guy. I really like this group of offensive linemen, because if you're in a room with them, all these guys are tough guys. Blue collar, just hard-nosed, tough guys. And obviously they got great size and athleticism. So really excited, and he's Greek. That's his fun fact. Okay, Cole Cabral. You can see, Cole, and when you describe each one of these guys are almost the same, but Cole is a guy that was very highly recruited, 6'5". This guy, I think he broke, unbelievable deep snapper, broke his hand, snapped it with one hand, and I mean, it was an interesting thing to watch if you watched it on film. I mean, he's a heck of an athlete. Obviously had All-American honors, played in the All-American game. He's a guy that one of the most developed offensive linemen that I've seen coming out of high school, and a guy that I think can compete early for us. And that's hard to do on the offensive line. So really excited about Cole Cabral. And then last but not least, our guy here, Michael Sleep Dalton. We call him Sleepy. That's his nickname. He is last year, looking and seeing, around the conference, and around the country, just being able to have that advantage of being able to have a rugby-style kicker to complement, Matt, we thought would be big for us. The guy's got 3 years of eligibility. Great story. I think he's 22 or 23 years old. A guy that saved money from Australia and saved money to be able to come to the States and go to school and have a chance to earn a scholarship to punt. And just has a great story. And he thinks I have a funny accent. But I think he does. But he was number one junior college punter in the country, and a guy that can kick with both feet. He can roll to the right and kick with his right foot, roll to the left, kick with his left foot. A tremendous athlete. So we're looking forward to some things that we can do with Sleepy.